So Donald Trump was indicted, and those indictment charges were unsealed earlier today for 7 counts. Some of them were espionage. I think one of them was there was obstruction of justice, conspiracy to mishandle classified documents and whatnot. And for the record, it was 37 counts. What the okay, well, I apologize. 37 counts, 7 types, okay? So let's do the timeline real quick. So Donald Trump has been indicted on 7 charges relating to the storage of classified national defense documents dating from his presidency at his Mar-a-Lago mansion in Palm Beach, Florida. The 45th president of the United States will now appear in federal court in Miami on Tuesday, the 13th June. His lawyer has since confirmed. Should he be ultimately convicted, he could face the maximum combined sentence of 100 years in prison. His resort home was raided by the FBI in August 2022 as a part of a hunt for search papers and other government records that should have never left the White House, and his presidency ended in January 2021, a dramatic move that came as a surprise to the general public. However, legal filings have since shown that the investigation into possible violations of the Espionage Act that triggered that unprecedented action was months in the making. The documents made clear that Trump had ample opportunity to return the material to the government requested and then subpoenaed and revealed the sheer quantity of highly sensitive documents he was keeping at the club. Now, I want everybody to understand something here. There's a big difference between this and Michael Pence, for example, his situation. There's a big difference between this and Joseph Robinette Biden. And that major difference is Donald Trump refused to comply with the authorities and even acted like he was complying, acted like he was actually listening to the demands from the authorities while simultaneously keeping some documents to himself. And that is what the major point of contention here is. The major difference between Joe Biden being investigated and immediately saying like, oh yeah, take all the documents you want, whatever. That is what is hilarious about the circumstance. But here is a timeline of the notable developments in the case so far. On the 28th of January 2021, then President Donald Trump left the White House for Florida ahead of President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration. According to the GSA, the General Services Administration, members of the Trump transition team were responsible for packing items into boxes, putting those boxes on pallets, and shrink wrapping those pallets so they could be transported. And we saw those boxes, if you recall. That was like done very openly. On May 2021, after the National Archives and Records Administration, NARA, realized that documents from Trump's presidency were missing from the material that it received as he left office, the agency requested records from Trump on or about the 6th of May 2021. So on the 6th of May, NARA's like, oh shit, we need some documents from your presidency that have gone missing, okay? On December 2021, NARA continued to make requests for records it believed to be missing for several months. Around late December 2021, a Trump representative informed the agency that an additional 12 boxes of records that should have been turned over had been found at the former president's Mar-a-Lago club and residence and were ready to be retrieved. So they were like, oh, we need some of these documents. We figured out that you have these documents. Can we please have them back? Please, 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 please. Right? They said it kindly. They said it gently because these are nerds. They're fucking, number crunchers, pencil pushers. They're not interested in fucking pissing off the former president who is known to regularly fly off the fucking heels, fly off the handles. I don't know what the term there is, but these guys are basically librarians, okay? They're not trying to fight Donald Trump. So then, on the 18th of January 2022, NARA received 15 boxes of presidential records that had been stored at Mar-a-Lago. So the Trump administration complied, and they said, oh yeah, here you go. 14 of which, it would later be revealed, contained classified documents. The documents were found mixed in with an assortment of other material, including newspapers, magazines, photos, and personal correspondence. On the 9th of February 2022, the special agent in charge of NARA's Office of the Inspector General sent a referral to the Justice Department via email after a preliminary review of the boxes, which revealed numerous classified documents. Of most significant concern, they wrote, according to a heavily redacted affidavit released last week, was that highly classified records were unfolded, intermixed with other records, and otherwise properly identified. After an initial investigation of the NARA referral, the FBI opened a criminal investigation into the matter. On the 12th of April 2022, NARA informed Trump of its intent to provide the documents to the FBI at the request of the Justice Department, and a Trump representative requested an extension until the 29th of April. On the 29th of April, the Justice Department sent a letter to Trump's lawyers seeking immediate access to the material, citing important national security interest. Access to the materials is not necessarily necessary for purposes of our ongoing criminal investigation, but the executive branch must also conduct an assessment of the potential damage resulting from the apparent manner in which these materials were stored and transported, and take away any necessary remedial steps, the department wrote. Trump's lawyers requested an additional extension. On the 10th of May 2022, NARA informed Trump's lawyers that it will provide the FBI access to the records as soon as the 12th of May. On the 11th of May, the Justice Department issued a subpoena for additional records. On the 3rd of June 2023, 3 FBI agents and a DOJ attorney went to Mar-a-Lago to collect additional materials offered by a Trump attorney in response to the subpoena. They were given a single red-weld envelope, double-wrapped in tape, containing the documents, according to the 30 of August filing. That envelope, it was later found, contained 38 documents with classified markings, including 5 documents marked confidential, 16 marked secret, and 17 marked top secret. During the visit, the filing said, counsel for the former president offered no explanation as to why boxes of government records, including 38 documents with classification markings, remained at the premises nearly 5 months after the production of the 15 boxes and nearly 1.5 years after the end of the administration. Why did they not give all of the materials back to NARA when it was asked for multiple times, kindly and gently? Trump's lawyers also told investigators that all of the records that had come from the White House were stored in one location, a Mar-a-Lago storage room. Investigators were permitted to visit the room, but were explicitly prohibited from opening or looking inside any of the boxes they reported, giving no opportunity for the government to confirm that no documents with classification markings remained. The Justice Department was also given a signed certification letter stating that a diligent search had been completed and that no documents remained. On the 8th of June 2022, okay, so for you saying Trump hasn't finished reading them, wrong. Trump might not know how to read. That's a joke. But, like, he's not a big reader. We know that already. We know that it's from his presidency. He's not, like, the biggest reader. He doesn't care about these documents because he wants to read them. On the 5th of August 2022, the Justice Department filed an application for a search and seizure warrant of Mar-a-Lago, citing probable cause that additional presidential records and records containing classified information remained in various parts of the club. There is also probable cause to believe that evidence of obstruction would be found. Read a heavily redacted copy of the affidavit laying out the FBI's rationale for the search. What does it mean? It means that when the DOJ said, hey, what the fuck are you doing? These are classified documents. Why didn't you give these classified documents back to the authorities, the federal authorities that need to preserve these classified documents? Trump just, for one reason or another, and I still don't fully understand why, refused to comply. And when he acted like he truly complied, he still kept some of the documents. And some of those documents were top secret. It makes no sense until you find out he was also bragging about having these documents and knew full well that it was top secret. So we're going to get to that. I'm running ahead of myself, okay? I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to fucking give you the juice here, okay? On the 8th of August, the FBI executed the search at Mar-a-Lago, seizing 36 items of evidence. There was, by my count, and I'm not entirely certain here because there's a lot of stuff here, I believe 5 or 6 different points in time where this Mar-a-Lago raid could have been avoided. Not only could it have been completely avoided, but it also did not have to be considered a raid whatsoever. Trump was the one who called it a fucking raid and made it a major point of contention and a major issue because that very same process happened with Joe Biden and Mike Pence as well. He tried to manipulate the situation further and it backfired hard. Yes, we know why he tried to manipulate that situation. He manipulated that situation for political gain. I truly believe that he thought the FBI had no case and that he had every right and responsibility to be able to do whatever the fuck he wanted with top secret materials. And therefore, he could have just utilized this as like a bullshit situation where the federal agencies are coming after him for no reason whatsoever, and that he was the most innocent man on the planet. And he thought, this will be a good boost, okay? This will help me. This will be a good boost for galvanizing my base, okay? I can just say that it's a big raid. I'm saying, like, the reason why he claimed it was a raid and not like regular routine processes, which, as we know from both the DOJ and NARA, numerous times they tried to get Trump to be fucking normal about the situation and get Trump to comply, even when they sent in their cruisers over to Mar-a-Lago, it was not supposed to be like a raid, you know what I mean? Trump was the one who basically presented it as such. So he did that because I think he wanted to galvanize the base. But that also ended up backfiring on him. So anyway, the FBI executed the search at Mar-a-Lago, seizing 36 items of evidence, including boxes and containers holding more than 100 classified records, an order pardoning Trump ally Roger Stone, and information about the president of France. Agents found classified documents both in the storage room as well as in the former president's office, including 3 classified documents found not in boxes but in office desks. They included items so sensitive that, in some instances, even the FBI counterintelligence personnel and DOJ attorneys conducting the review required additional clearances before they were permitted to review those certain documents. A clearance that I'm sure every Mar-a-Lago dentist did not have, but access they certainly did. Like, if you were a used car dealership owner and a recipient of a Mar-a-Lago Club access, okay, a Mar-a-Lago Club membership recipient, you could just go up to Trump and be like, show me these classified documents again. Want to see this cool thing about Macron? He's gay, folks. That the FBI, in a matter of hours, recovered twice as many documents with classification markings as the diligent search that the former president's counsel and other representatives had weeks to perform calls into serious question the representations made in the 3rd of June certification and cast doubt on the extent of cooperation in this matter. That's what the Justice Department said. Trump and his allies, meanwhile, cast the search as a weaponization of the criminal justice system aimed at damaging him politically as he prepares for another potential White House run. On the 12th of August, 2022, Judge Reinhardt unsealed the warrant that authorized the FBI to search Mar-a-Lago, which details that federal agents were investigating potential violations of 3 federal laws, including the Espionage Act. On the 26th of August, 2022, a highly redacted version of the affidavit laying out the FBI's rationale for searching Mar-a-Lago was released. On the 30th of August 2022, the Justice Department responded to Trump's request for a special master in a filing that included new details about the investigation, including the assertion that classified documents were likely concealed and removed from a storage room at Mar-a-Lago as a part of an effort to obstruct the probe. It included a photograph of some of the material found at the club, including cover pages of paperclip-bound documents, some marked as top secret SCI with bright yellow borders, and one marked as secret SCI with a rust-colored border splayed out on a carpet at Mar-a-Lago. Terrible the way the FBI, during the raid of Mar-a-Lago, threw documents haphazardly all over the floor, perhaps pretending it was me that did it, said Trump, and then started taking pictures of them for the public to see, Trump responded. Thought they wanted them kept secret, which is an incredible own. Like, it's not I that's mishandling the documents, it's the FBI, because they did that like whole, you know, the classic shot that they do when they find shit. Here's how the documents were being stored, by the way, for the record. Imagine taking a shit at Mar-a-Lago in front of state secrets. I'm losing my fucking mind. It's just reading material, folks. Light reading material. On the 6th of September 2022, U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon grants Trump's request for a special master over DOJ objections, an action that delays the investigation. Senior U.S. District Judge Raymond Deary of Brooklyn is later named to run that third-party review. On the 15th of September 2022, the Justice Department seeks to access the classified materials taken in the search. Cannon rejects the bid, but the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals later allows DOJ to review the documents. Can you imagine? It's like, no, we need a special prosecutor. We need a special prosecutor, folks. And then they do it. And then the special prosecutor is like, or a special investigator is like, yeah, no, actually, you can't review the materials to assess what kind of harm was conducted. On the 16th of November, Trump announces that he will run for the Republican nomination in 2024, which of course he thought was like an AOE shield. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. I said it. I'm running for president. Now you can't investigate me. Bye-bye. I win. And he did that famously early. For the record, he did that very early. He was like, everyone was like, this is unceremonious. This is weird. Why is he doing it early? I believe it was because he wanted to, again, like I said, an energy barrier. He thought, I'm running for president. Now this is a political case. On the 22nd of November, 2022, U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland appointed a U.S. Special Counsel, Jack Smith, to preside over criminal matters relating to Trump, including, but not limited to, the classified documents investigation. On the 7th of December, at least 2 classified records are found during a further search of Trump's properties, sources say. On the 7th of December, this is now almost an entire year, there are still classified records in other Trump properties. On December 2022, Trump lawyer Tim Parlatore, another one of Trump's, crackpot lawyer teams, like his legal team, which is WASP-free, by the way, in Washington, to describe efforts to search Trump properties for any remaining government documents. They're like, no, you found everything. I know that we keep leaking documents left and right, but you found everything. Please don't do that any longer, please. On the 24th of March in 2023, Trump's lawyer, Evan Corcoran, appears before a federal grand jury in Washington after a federal judge finds that Smith's team made a sufficient showing that Trump may have deceived his attorneys in furtherance of a crime. On the 17th of May in 2023, Parlatore confirms that he has left Trump's legal team. He later says on CNN that he exited over disagreements with others over handling of the probe, claiming Trump aide Boris Epshteyn prevented attorneys from properly defending the former president. A Trump spokesperson denies the claims. On the 8th of June 2023, Trump fumes on Truth Social that he has been indicted over the case, insisting, "I am an innocent man." Now, that was yesterday, the most innocent man in America. Now, today, we found out more information. The indictment has officially been unsealed as of today. So now we're going to get to that. Now we're going to get to even more details. So this is the indictment. Now, it's boring. I'm not going to fucking go through it piece by piece. We'll just watch a video covering the indictment. But also, simultaneously, while the indictment was unsealed, because a lot of these charges that they have, are, all over the place. It's just, mishandling documents, all this shit. But is it illegal? Well, yeah, it kind of is, but it could be like a misdemeanor or a low-level offense. Well, part of the reason why it's no longer a low-level offense is because Donald Trump personally made it a higher offense, like himself, in 2018. So that was one of the aspects, one of the issues there. He personally did that, which is fucking awesome. But also, not only that, but it's kind of hard to prove some of these charges, like an intent to defraud in the Manhattan DA case. If you remember, in the Manhattan case, you have to literally prove that Trump had malicious intent to defraud the voters, right? But Donald Trump is such a unique kind of criminal that he is exactly the type of criminal that openly states everything. Now, this is before we found out anything else, okay? This is what I said, okay? This is what I said yesterday. Trump is such a fucking dumbass, dude. He 100% would have been like, yeah, this is very illegal, folks. Very illegal. You better hide it good. Turns out, once again, your boy was 100% correct, okay? Literally the most correct on this issue. Do you understand me? That's right. Donald Trump, literally, according to CNN tapes that was uncovered, straight up knew that the fucking documents were illegally in his presence, knew that he was holding on to top secret documents. Let's take a look. Let's go to the fucking tape.
Now, according to a transcript of that recording, Trump acknowledged he hadn't declassified the document, and they didn't have the power to do so. He told people in the room, quote, "As president, I could have declassified, but now I can't." You'll note that goes completely against what the former president has been saying.
I don't know what to say. It's like if there is a rule that is broken, that is very hard to turn into a severe crime, unless you very openly mention that it's a crime, it's a crime, and you're doing it in a criminal way. Donald Trump is there doing it, dude. He's there doing the damn thing. I said this earlier today. I said Trump is the king of breaking rules brazenly in the only way that it would make it super illegal. He is an artist in that regard. Never has there ever been a villain that is so cartoonish. This is what is it, Mugatu, or the villain from the Powerpuff Girls. You know what I mean? It's just he's basically foiling his own plans all the fucking time. And never does he ever say oh, maybe I shouldn't do this again. Maybe I should learn from my mistakes. Oh, Mojo Jojo. He's just so he is like Plankton on SpongeBob. He's like a cartoon villain where he's I am going to do something very illegal. I sure hope the authorities don't hear about it. In July 2021 at Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, New Jersey, during an audio recorded meeting with a writer, a publisher, 2 staff members, none of whom possessed the security clearance, Trump showed and described a plan of attack that Trump said was prepared for him by the Department of Defense and a senior military official. Trump told the individuals that the plan was highly confidential and secret. Trump also said, as president, I could have declassified it and now I can't. You know, but this is still a secret. In August or September of 2021, at Bedminster Club, Trump showed a representative of his political action committee who did not possess a security clearance and a classified map related to a military operation, and told the representative that he should not be showing it to the representative and that the representative should not get too close. Don't get too close. I shouldn't be showing this to you. It's highly illegal for your eyes to see it, but you can see it, but not too close. I love him so much. You cannot write something this dumb, except I predicted that it would be this dumb, and I was right. But still, is Trump just trying to impress people? Like, why the fuck is he running around showing people these docs? Great question. And to give you an answer on that front, I'm going to give a shout out to the Chapo boys, who I agree with on this issue. They were one of the first people to say the likely reason why Trump kept all of this classified intelligence was not necessarily to like sell shit, which, you know, it could have happened as well on the side, but literally to flex, to just flex to some of the greasiest losers at Mar-a-Lago, just for a brag. Oh, this is the Rolling Stone article, the old one. Kid Rock says Trump turned to him for advice on how to handle North Korea. We're looking at maps and shit, and I'm like, am I supposed to be in on this shit? The Rocker told Tucker Carlson. He wanted to impress Kid Rock with like top secret classified intelligence on North Korea. The guy who wrote the fucking pedophile song, talking about, what was it like? Some say it's statutory. I say it's mandatory. That's the guy who Donald Trump had review top secret intelligence.
He goes on to say all sorts of stuff, pages long. Look, wait a minute. Let's see here. I just found, isn't this amazing? This totally wins my case, except it is like highly confidential, secret. This is secret information.
Look at this highly confidential information. Look at it. Look directly at the highly confidential information that I am illegally showing you. This wins a petty argument that I have for me. I am doing a crime to win an argument that Mark Milley is probably even unaware is even happening. Look at this top secret document that is super illegal for you to see. Is exactly what I said he was going to fucking do. And he did it. He literally did it. This is a good tweet. At the time, for some reason, I did not think this would become as big as a thing as it did. I don't know why, lol. Within the past year and a half, Trump's guests at Mar-a-Lago have at times witnessed the ex-president brandishing certain objects or papers, claiming they were mementos from his stint in the White House as he gave informal tours of his Florida homestead. As I told you guys, for the most part, it's not even as severe as like, if they have an espionage charge in there, like I'm sure there's some people that probably took advantage of Trump doing this all the time. But for the most part, it was probably the show with the dentists, okay? It was the show with the jet ski dealership owners. He literally just wanted to flex that he had these top secret classified information for no particular reason other than clout. It reminded me of how he'd give tours of the bathrooms and the toilets when he lived in the White House. One of the knowledgeable sources says he likes to show off, even if he isn't supposed to have those things. It's so fucking good. He's like Mr. Bean, dude. He's off the bean. As of 5 hours ago, Trump lawyer Trusty and Rowley have both resigned. Like he went on the Today Show and then fucking resigned.
And witnesses were going in there unbeknownst to us. But, he's making this point about retaining classified documents as if everybody does it. Everybody does not keep the documents after they've been asked to return them repeatedly. That's what makes this willful.
And that's it. The idea that like everyone has like classified documents, like what the fuck do you mean? Like, okay, fine. Makes sense. A little memento. Right? From the wonderful time you had in office. But they give it back when asked. They don't fucking lie to the authorities and say, no, I gave it all back to you. And then get caught in that lie like 3 fucking times.
So first he went with everything was declassified because he's magic and he could look at things and they become declassified. Now he's on tape admitting the fact that he's showing people, Mark Meadows' team when he's trying to do the book, a document that was still classified and that he knows that he doesn't have the power to declassify it anymore.
That's so awesome. Dude, oh God, I love Trump. You can't hate him, dude. You can't hate the guy. No, this motherfucker just straight up was like, it's highly illegal. I can't get over this. I can't. I have to, but I can't. Breaking, unsealed indictment says Trump disseminated national defense info. 2021 in July, he showed and described a plan of attack in an audio recorded meeting. He showed a representative of his PAC a classified map related to a military operation. He suggested his lawyer falsely represented that Trump did not have documents responsive to the subpoena. He directed valet Walt Nauta to move boxes to conceal them from the lawyer. He suggested that his lawyer hide or destroy subpoena documents. He provided to the FBI some of the subpoena documents, and then he caused a certification to be submitted to the FBI and grand jury, falsely representing that all documents had been produced while knowing they had not. It's just like such a weird, stubborn, unnecessary thing to do that could have been avoided a million times over, that totally could have been dealt with in an amicable way. Identical situations occurred shortly after with Michael Pence, Trump's vice president, and Joseph Robinette Biden, the current president, and they were dealt with amicably. They immediately cooperated with the authorities. Immediately. Ryan Goodman, former special counsel for the Department of Defense, says, "This is devastating. I have looked at all prior prosecutions under the Espionage Act, and I've never seen such egregious facts like this. Trump stored his boxes containing classified documents in a ballroom, a bathroom, a shower, an office space, his bedroom, and a storage room, meaning all cases of Espionage Act for retention of such documents. Special counsel alleges that the Iran attack plan is indeed a classified document that Trump shared. Extraordinary risks to U.S. national security. Foreign advisories would pay tens of millions for that info," which, by the way, again, during the Donald Trump presidency, there was routine coverage on how many foreign adversaries sent people to Mar-a-Lago, because it was like a known secret that Trump would very openly talk about presidential shit within like hearing distance of whoever the fuck just had access to Mar-a-Lago. Like, he did that all the time. Nauta is going to jail. He may well still flip and cooperate with his open and shut case. Nauta found several of Trump's boxes fallen and their contents spilled onto the floor of the storage room, including marked secret and for 5 eyes only. He texts photo to employee number 2. This is the photo that he texted another employee. Any hope that Trump may have had to claim advice of counsel defense will not work. Trump, in sum and substance, made the following statements, among others, as memorialized by Trump Attorney 1. "I don't want anybody looking through my boxes. I really don't. I don't want you looking through my boxes." This is Donald Trump's like, "Well, that doesn't work for me either" moment. "I don't want anybody looking. Don't look through my boxes." Well, what happens if we just don't respond at all or don't play ball with them? Wouldn't it be better if we just told them we don't have anything here? Which is like to lie. He's saying, isn't it better to lie to the federal authorities? Well, look, isn't it better if there are no documents, as in, like, I'm going to make them disappear? While meeting with Trump Attorney 1 and Trump Attorney 2 on May 23rd, Trump, in sum and substance, told the following story, as memorialized by Trump Attorney 1. "He was great. He did a great job. You know what? He said that it was him, that he was the one who deleted all of her emails, the 30,000 emails, because they basically dealt with her scheduling and her going to the gym and her having beauty appointments. And he was great. So she didn't get in any trouble because he said that he was the one who deleted them." So it turns out in private, he's also saying how Hillary Clinton worked with another person who deleted all the emails, and that was like a good thing. She did a great job in private. Trump, to turn over all documents with classification markings, Trump endeavored to obstruct the FBI and grand jury investigations and conceal his continued retention of classified documents by, among other things, suggesting that his attorney falsely represent to the FBI and grand jury that Trump did not have documents called for by the grand jury subpoena, directing defendant Waltine Nauta, his valet, to move boxes of documents to conceal them from Trump's attorney, the FBI, and grand jury, suggesting that his attorney hide or destroy documents called for by the grand jury subpoena, providing to the FBI and grand jury just some of the documents called for by the grand jury subpoena while claiming that he was cooperating fully, and causing a certification to be submitted to the FBI and grand jury falsely. So now Trump can't even use advice of counsel because all of this information is out there. That like he didn't actually act on the advice of his counsel to do such things, that he actually tried to mislead his own counsel.